everybody, Carol from Segovia Quilts here. Today we're starting another t-shirt quilt, and some of you may or may not know that I'm actually a Marine Corps veteran. I was in the United States Marine Corps for 5 years, and so there's a lot of veteran-owned businesses out there that do clothing, specifically t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of stuff. So I reached out to Til Valhalla project. They are a veteran-owned, pretty much operated by veterans company actually here in Florida. And how they started was the owner, Corey, he is also a Marine Corps veteran. He got back from deployment, him and his unit, and one of his really good buddies lost the battle to suicide. He was finding it really difficult to deal with that, and so he actually made a wooden plaque to commemorate his buddy, his fallen buddy. He gave the plaque to the family, and word got out, people saw it, and people started wanting more plaques. So he started making memorial plaques for fallen veterans, veterans who lost the battle to suicide. So it kind of grew from there. Him and his wife started making the t-shirts to help fund the plaques. And so fast forward a couple of years, he now employs 90 plus people, most of them veterans, and they send out all of the merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, things like that. But they also still do the plaques. 20% of all of their profits go towards making more plaques, which get delivered to, now it's not just military veterans who lost the battle to suicide, but now it also includes first responders, police officers who were killed in the line of duty, that type of thing. So I reached out to them hoping that we could kind of collaborate and do something together. I wanted to make a quilt out of their awesome t-shirts, so that's what we're going to be doing, and I want to take you guys along on the journey with me from start to finish on how this whole quilt is going to come together. So let's go ahead and get right on into it because I'm itching to start. Here's the box that came in the mail today from Til Valhalla project, and it has several shirts in it to make this very special quilt. So let's go ahead and check out what's included in the box. So let's see, it looks like they included some merch, which is totally awesome. So let's see, thank you. And I'm assuming, let's see, help save veterans' lives and honor fallen heroes. So it's a little card that tells you a little bit background on what the Til Valhalla project actually does. And if you don't know, I'm going to include a link where I highly recommend you go and check out their mission statement and how they actually got started up as a company. So we've got a little keychain and a couple of stickers. Awesome. All right, so now let's get to the best part. Let's look at the shirts. These are the shirts that we're going to be making the quilt out of, and this is my first time actually ever feeling a Til Valhalla shirt, and I'm actually surprised at how soft the fabric is. So it's not your typical t-shirt fabric where it's like kind of thick and kind of, I don't know, I guess chunky and doesn't really seem like it moves with your body, kind of stiff. This is like completely different. So it's thin, where it's not going to be like stiff, but it's like nice and soft. And I feel like that would be really, really nice to wear. Again, this is my first time ever touching a Til Valhalla shirt, so I'm definitely gonna have to add some to my wardrobe because I really like the way it feels. And they all feel the same way. So they are all like nice, soft cotton fabric. And they have a bunch of different colors, obviously, predominantly black, but they have here, it looks like a heather red, and then also like a heather blue and white and gray, and then this green, which is pretty reminiscent of the green that we wear in the military. I know the Army has green this color, the Marine Corps has green this color. I'm sure the other branches do too. So yeah, this is the stack that we're going to be working with today. So the first step in starting this process to make a quilt out of the shirts is to start cutting them up and making them into an awesome quilt.
I watch you bow your head each day. It's the little things that make you feel this way. Don't let their words fill you up with doubt. Lift your head and watch your dreams branch out. Don't you give up now. You have made your vows. You might not know how, but you will find the key. Feel your soul arise from that spark in your eyes. Watch it come alive. This is your destiny.
Alright, so I've got all the shirts cut up and they are ready to move on to the next step, which is to add interfacing to the back of the shirts so that they don't stretch on us when we're sewing everything together. So I've got this stack here, and then I've got a stack of all of the backs that don't have any logos on them. I hang on to these. This way, when we're doing the layout for the quilt, if there's empty spots that we need to fill in, I will actually use the backs of the shirts themselves to fill in some of those spots. And then the fabric of these filler blocks will match the fabric of the rest of the blocks because they're all the same shirts.
You thought that it can't be done. Oh, can you see how far you've come? There's so much more space for you to fly. So I give up on what you love if you haven't tried. Don't you give up now. You have made your vows. You might not know how, but you will find the key. Feel your soul arise from that spark in your eyes. Watch it come alive. This is your destiny. When your hope fades away and you've been led astray, when there's nothing left to lose, when you feel you have to choose what you love or need, let your heart take the lead.
Alright, so now that we have the interfacing applied to the back of all of our logos, we can go ahead and start cutting out the individual logos.
Take it all in your stride, show 'em all what's inside. Keep your dreams in your sight, hold 'em with all your might. Stay strong, keep moving on. Don't you give up now. You have made your vows. You might not know how, but you will find the key. Feel your soul arise from that spark in your eyes. Watch it come alive. This is your destiny.
right, so I have all of the logos cut out from all of the shirts. You can see the stack here. These are all of the logos on the sleeves. So now that everything is cut out, now we can go ahead and start laying out all of the blocks and start designing our quilt top. All right, so I've got the initial top laid out. Here's what I've come up with so far. I think I like the placement of everything so far. I tried to spread out the colors so there weren't too many reds together or too many blacks together. There are a lot of black logos in here, so I did my best to spread those out, but I think I like this placement so far. Now you'll see that there are blank spots between the different logos, like there and here. There's a couple of blanks throughout, and that is where these leftover pieces of the shirts come into play. So now these pieces here were pieces that were big enough for me to still be able to use left over from the shirts, and then these three colors here are the backs of shirts that didn't have any logos on it. So I've got these ready to go and these ready to go to fill in these empty spaces, and I didn't save any black parts, any black backs of the shirts, just because, like I said, there is a lot of black in here already. So I'm going to use the other colors to fill in. And the good thing about using the remaining pieces of the shirts is the colors are going to match exactly, and the texture is going to match too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up these pieces of fabric to fill in these empty spots on my top, and we will come back once I've done that. All right, so I've got all of the empty spots filled in, and here is the layout that I have come up with. I think it looks pretty good. All right, so now the next step is to go ahead and start sewing everything together. So I'm done piecing the whole quilt top together. I'm going to show you in the big reveal, so not yet. I'm going to go ahead and start preparing my backing fabric. So it's predominantly going to be black, but I also ordered a special fabric panel that I think will look really, really awesome for the back of this quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and do my backing, and then once this is done, it'll be time to put it on my long arm sewing machine and get it all quilted together. I've already picked out a quilting pattern for it, and I'll show it to you here real quick. So this is the pattern that I'm going to be quilting onto the quilt. So it's a flag with a couple of stars, and I think that'll look really, really, really cool and nice on the quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and do my backing fabric, and then we will come back once I'm done with this, and we'll get it all loaded up and ready to go. All right, so I'll show you guys a little bit of the quilt so far. So I went ahead and did the quilting. You can see a little bit of the stars there. Here's a little bit of the waves from the flag. So I can't wait to show you guys the rest. So this part is done. So now I'm going to take this red fabric here, and this is going to go along the edge of the quilt. It's called binding, and I think the red will really, really pop along that black backing fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this into strips and get this ready to go. All right, so I've got my strips cut, and now I'm ready to sew these together to do my binding. All right, my binding is all cut, sewn, and ironed and ready to be put onto the quilt, but before I can do that, I need to get my label ready. So I've already printed it out on my special fabric here. This is a color fast fabric, so the ink is permanent on this fabric. So I've got my label here specifically for this quilt. So now I need to cut it out and then actually hand sew it onto the quilt on the bottom corner over here. This label will actually get sewn into the binding on the back side of the quilt here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this label ready. All right, so I've got my label all sewn on right here. I hand stitch it on all around, and then the binding will sew right over top of it, and then it'll encase these two raw edges of my label inside the binding. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and attach the binding. All right, so I've got the binding sewn on. So this is the back side here, and this is the front side. So it looks beautiful. The corners came out fabulous. All right, so that was the last step for the quilt. So now, time for the big reveal. So I just got an email from Til Valhalla project of the staff presenting the quilt to Corey, the owner of Til Valhalla project. So they sent me some videos and some pictures, so let's go ahead and check it out.
2 weeks ago, I received a message from a woman who's a veteran, and she wanted to make something for TVP. She said you can use it however you want.
Big old freaking.
You gotta stand up a little bit.
I can't do a sit. I'm 2 feet tall. Oh wow. Oh snap. I just realized this. So I can't see. Like this?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
This right?
and then
These are all our shirts?
turn it around so everybody else can see, so you can see
What?
what's on the
I
back.
don't know what's on there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
She made a quilt with all her shirts.
Nice.
That is awesome.
That's bananas.
That is so cool.
I thought it was the same one.
Oh, she even like cut
No,
the sleeve.
that's why I was like,
So what
turn
is
it
this
around so
stuff?
you can see the other side.
This is a backing that she took, and it's got stars and stripes, red, white, and blue stitching.
She stitched it.
Well, I also see our sleeves on this.
It almost looks like a puzzle.
It's our shirts
It's
all
all
the way
the
through.
shirts.
Yep.
But there's like a cool design in it.
Yes, it's
There's
stars
like a
and
wave.
stripes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a flag, stars.
That thing's
So
sick.
I sent her 17 shirts.
She made this?
Yes.
Out of our t-shirts. These were the shirts that were in my office that we were trying to get rid of for so long.
Yeah.
So I sent her 17 of the shirts.
Wow.
So sweet.
And she did her magic with them.
And
I
now
love
you gotta
how
turn
she
it around
uses-
so they can see the back.
I love how she used the scraps as like filling
Yeah, just like
spot.
filling.
So you should have just held it up.
That looks badass.
I'm curious how she did that, but yeah, that's crazy.
That's not one of our shirts.
She does amazing work, and she did this for us. She said you can raffle it, you can give it away,
I think we'll hang it up.
you can keep it, but she is offering her services for as many quilts as we want.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think
her
it's awesome.
information.
So I thought it would be really
Oh, yeah.
cool if we did one that was all.
I like how she did even the
cast
stitch
Elite
color red
shirts
and
and then
white.
raffle it.
That's crazy. Yep.
All right, so I was expecting some t-shirts from Til Valhalla in the mail, and the package arrived today, and I want to show it to you guys because the packaging does not look like packaging that t-shirts would come in, so I'm thinking it's something else. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here is the package. It's got the little Til Valhalla project on it, the same stickers that I got with the shirts, and it says "Do not bend." So I think that's really interesting, and it's a big package. I know you can't really see it because it's so big, but let's see what it is. I went ahead and opened it already, so 'cause I'm doing it one-handed. So I'm thinking maybe like a certificate of appreciation or something. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this one-handed. See if I can slide it out. What is it? Okay, that's definitely not t-shirts. What is this? So, oh, I think I got it upside down maybe. What is this? All right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's a flag. It's a metal flag. Oh my gosh. Look at the details in the stars. Oh my god, I didn't even know that they made these. Oh wow, and that's got some weight to it. That's like, wow. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is definitely more than t-shirts. So let's see. Oh, these are probably the t-shirts. I got a card. Oh, wow. This is awesome. So let me open up this package. I gotta open this and then we'll open up the card and see what it says and what the shirts are. So here are the shirts. So we got a green one here with the flag. This looks like the same flag as the metal flag actually. So that's super cool. And then this one is the 22 veterans a day is too many. So this is the back, which is awesome. I mean, the amount of detail in the wings is really, really cool. I got the little helmet up here, and then on the front, it's got the little logo on the breast here. The 22 a day is too many, and it sure is way too many. And then here's the card that came. So thank you for your support, Carol. The TVP quilt you made is absolutely amazing. We will treasure it. Can't wait to do another one with you. And then it's signed. It looks like, I believe that's Corey's signature. Corey's the owner of the company. So this is awesome. This is so much more than what I ever expected. So I'm going to hang this flag up here in the sewing studio, my quilting studio. This will look amazing on the wall, I think. And I might try and figure out if I can get it backlit somehow, like have my husband put some, I don't know, LEDs behind it so that it's backlit. That will look super awesome too.